If you had to pick one of the three titles Liverpool could do without this season, you'd probably say the FA Cup, especially over the Europa League and the Premier League title, right? But the moment we saw that the FA Cup quarter-finals brought a clash with Manchester United at Old Trafford, all that talk about sacrificing had to be paused. Yes, Manchester United are not having their best season, and sure, Jurgen Klopp's men have been on top in the last few years when they have faced off. But this is Liverpool against Manchester United we're talking about. Predicting what happens in these games is pretty much impossible, as you just can't see what's going to happen, and that's exactly what went down yesterday. It's true that the Reds' hopes for a quadruple were put to an end, but now that the dust has settled, let's get into what actually went down in that game, and why this loss might secretly be a blessing in disguise for Liverpool as they head into the rest of their season. After breezing through the return leg against Sparta Prague, Jurgen Klopp headed to Old Trafford aiming to keep the momentum going. The German lined up his strongest first 11, eyeing a win to march into the semi-finals. In goal, Kelleher took his place, with both Virgil van Dijk and Jarell Quansah in defence, since Ibrahim Konate was out with an injury. Joe Gomez took the right-back spot over Connor Bradley, while Andy Robertson kept his left-back position. The midfield saw Wataru Endo, Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister teaming up, while the attack was led by Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez and the returning Mohamed Salah. Manchester United, on the other hand, welcomed Rasmus Højlund and Aaron Wan-Bissaka back to the lineup, with Wan-Bissaka taking on the left-back role, ready to counter Mo Salah's charge down the right wing. Now, both teams started the way you'd expect them to play. As you can see here, Liverpool started building up in their usual 3-2 structure, with Gomez inverting from the right-back position and Szoboszlai and McAllister occasionally dropping deep alongside Endo. United also started with a relatively aggressive high press in a narrow 4-4-2 setup, which forced the Reds to search for long switches towards Salah and Diaz in the wide areas. Out of possession, Liverpool maintained their aggressive press in their usual 4-1-4-1 shape and of course kept looking for counter-pressing moments. While it's tough to admit, credit must be given to Manchester United knowing how to break through the Reds' press. A lot of it came down to ynwa opting for long balls every now and then. Diego Dalot would move into the midfield, giving them another option to pass, and the centre-backs kept rotating, pulling Liverpool's markers out of position. Kobbie Mainoo also proved to be a crucial outlet for the Red Devils, as he helped evade the press through his carrying. With Liverpool committed to their high press, it opened up spaces at the back. This made it easy for Bruno to lob simple passes to either Rashford or Garnacho. This was in fact how United opened the score, as Bruno played a quick-fire free kick towards Rashford into that wide left area. United's intense pressure didn't make things easier for Liverpool either, especially when trying to build up from the back. You could see Manchester United going all out with 7 players pressing, leading to one of their 8 high turnovers during the match. To make things clear, United's strategy would have flopped if the Reds had hit the ground running like usual, but the thing is, Liverpool didn't attack with their typical flair. They weren't on top of the second balls like before, and it seemed like exhaustion was finally settling in. After all, Man United had a whole week to gear up for this match, while Liverpool only had 3 days to prepare. Yet, that's no excuse for the messy play, the off-target passes, and the lapse in concentration we saw in the first 30 minutes. If Kelleher hadn't come up big against McTominay's shot at the 34-minute mark, United could have been sitting pretty with a bigger lead. However, United fell victim to their usual fate. As the first half was winding down, Manchester United started to lose steam, just like they often do, and Liverpool began to find their rhythm, eventually pulling off what looked like an equaliser thanks to Wataru Endo. But the buzzkill came with Salah being caught offside, so no goal. Still, the Reds gained more control as they pushed United back into the mid-block. This is when Van Dijk and Quansah swapped positions, with Quansah getting the green light to push forward with the ball. This clever move was exactly what helped Liverpool level the score. Quansah took matters into his own feet, driving the ball up to United's territory, then setting up Darwin Núñez, who assisted McAllister for the equaliser. The 21-year-old centre-back displayed remarkable calm and skill on the ball despite the loss, making him one of Liverpool's key players in moving the ball forward. Not long after, Liverpool made another strategic shift that led to their second goal. They eased off the intensity of their 5-man frontline press, letting Man United keep the ball in their defensive half. But the moment the ball reached Lindelof, McAllister made the jump, forcing him to pass back to ynwa. This move was a deliberate setup to corner United's play around Wan-Bissaka, who's not known for his cool under pressure. Sure enough, when the ball was passed to the fullback, Liverpool's press intensified, Gomez went after Bruno Fernandes, who won the ball back before Mo Salah found the net for the second goal. Now, what if I told you from that moment on it was Liverpool's game to lose? Well, that's exactly what went down. The match seemed to just drift away from Manchester United, with Liverpool dominating possession at 61%, nailing 86% of their 299 passes, while Manchester United only managed 74% passing accuracy from 185 attempts. The Reds even had a prime chance to put the game out of reach with a 5-on-2 break that could have easily led to the third goal. Unfortunately though, Cody Gakpo, who's clearly lacking confidence lately, chose the wrong option and squandered the attack's momentum. Just minutes after this missed opportunity, Manchester United found their equaliser through their £100 million man, Antony, a goal that regrettably shifted the momentum away from the Reds. Riding the wave of their equaliser and pushed by the support of their home crowd, Manchester United got a second wind and ended the last 5 minutes on top. The Liverpool squad was visibly worn out, both physically and mentally, making the prospect of extra time the last thing Jurgen Klopp wanted. Yet that's exactly what they got, turning into a tough slog for the Reds. Here's where Klopp's decisions might have tipped the scales to the wrong side. Mo Salah was subbed off at the 77th minute mark. Was he not fit enough for the full 90? That might have been the case, but then again, he played the entire match against Sparta Prague. This switch clearly played into Manchester United's hands because after they equalised, Salah's absence encouraged them to push forward for the winning goal. The missteps didn't end there and became even more apparent in extra time, and we'll tell you why. Harvey Elliott did manage to notch the third goal, but United seemed more dialed into the match. This was partly due to Ten Hag's tactical move, bringing on fresh legs with Amad Diallo and Mason Mount, boosting his team's energy in the midfield and gaining a physical edge over a flagging Liverpool. Klopp, on the other hand, waited until the 114th minute to bring Bobby Clark into the fray. By then, Liverpool was running on fumes. This was all too clear when they conceded the decisive goal, unable to halt Garnacho's break or cover the spaces behind, leaving Conor Bradley outnumbered in a crucial 2-on-1. Now, we had said earlier that this loss may have some positives, and you might be raising an eyebrow, wondering how on earth a loss to Manchester United in the FA Cup of all things could spun into a positive. Well, let's lay it out for you. Remember when we mentioned that if Liverpool had to let one title slip through their fingers, it'd likely be the FA Cup. Liverpool's already bagged the EFL Cup, made it to the Europa League quarter-finals, and is in the thick of the league title race, which is pretty remarkable considering the injury hurdles they've had to jump over. So bowing out to the FA Cup might sting less in the grand scheme of things. Plus, it's one fewer matches on the calendar as they gun for the other two titles. Remember, Liverpool's last setback was against Arsenal. Following that, they racked up 7 wins in a row, only to draw with Manchester City and then steamroll Sparta Prague. This defeat by Manchester United could very well serve as a catalyst for a resurgence, especially with the international break on the horizon, offering a moment for the team to regather. So think about it. Would you trade a win against Manchester United now for a stumble in the upcoming league match that could derail our title aspirations? This loss could be a jolt Liverpool needs, reminding them to enter every game with unwavering focus. Plus, it offers Klopp and his squad valuable insights into how they might tackle United more effectively in their looming league showdown, a game that would have much bigger effect on how Klopp's last season would turn out to be. Again, losing to Manchester United is never easy to swallow, but even from setbacks like this, we can still find a silver lining. Now, with a break in the schedule until the 31st, Liverpool has a golden opportunity to regroup and heal. Key players on the mend like Bajcetic and Konate are gearing up to rejoin the squad, giving the Reds renewed strength as they dive back into the final stretches of our season. So what's your take? Was this loss painful but still came in the right time? Would you rather have seen Liverpool push harder for the FA Cup at the expense of their chances in the other two competitions? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you found value in our analysis, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more Liverpool deep dives. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Push.